Section 13 of a scientific and practical treatise on American football for schools and colleges by Henry L. Williams and Amos Alonzo Stagg. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Section 13, Index of Plays. First Series 1. Number 1 and Number 2. Half back between guard and center on his own side. 2. Number 3 and Number 4. Half back between guard and tackle on his own side. 3. Number 5 and Number 6. Half back between tackle and end on his own side. 4. Number 7 and Number 8. Half back around his own end. Second Series 5. Number 1 and Number 2. Half back between guard and center on the opposite side. 6. Number 3 and Number 4. Half back between guard and tackle on the opposite side. 7. Number 5 and Number 6. Half back between tackle and end on the opposite side. 8. Number 7 and Number 8. Half back around the opposite end. Third Series 9. Number 1 and Number 2. Full back through the line between center and guard. 10. Number 3 and Number 4. Full back between the guard and tackle. 11. Number 5 and Number 6. Full back between the tackle and end. 12. Number 7 and Number 8. Full back around the end. Fourth Series 13. Number 1 and Number 2. End between center and opposite guard. 14. Number 3 and Number 4. End between the opposite guard and tackle. 15. Number 5 and Number 6. End between the opposite end and tackle. 16. Number 7 and Number 8. End around the opposite end. Fifth Series 17. Number 1 and Number 2. Tackle between center and opposite guard. 18. Number 3 and Number 4. Tackle between the opposite guard and tackle. 19. Number 5 and Number 6. Tackle between the opposite tackle and end. 20. Number 7 and Number 8. Tackle around the opposite end. Sixth Series 21. Number 1 and Number 2. Guard between the opposite guard and center. 22. Number 3 and Number 4. Guard between the opposite guard and tackle. 23. Number 5 and Number 6. Guard between the opposite tackle and end. 24. Number 7 and Number 8. Guard around the opposite end. Seventh Series 25. Number 1 and Number 2. Criss-cross halfback play around the end. 26. Number 3 and Number 4. Ends crisscross with halfback and play around the end. 27. Number 5 and Number 6. Tackle crisscross with halfback and play around the end. 28. Number 7 and Number 8. Guard crisscross with halfback and play around the end. Eighth Series 29. Number 1 and Number 2. Halfback crisscross with the end and play around the opposite end. 30. Number 3 and Number 4. Full back crisscross with the end and play around the opposite end. 31. Number 5 and Number 6. End crisscross and play around the end. 32. Number 7 and Number 8. Tackle crisscross with the end and play around the opposite end. 33. Number 9 and Number 10. Guard crisscross with the end and play around the opposite end. 34. Number 11 and Number 12. Tackle crisscross with the tackle and play around the opposite end. Ninth Series 35. Number 1 and Number 2. double pass from end to fullback and play around the end. 36. Number 3 and number 4, double pass from tackle to fullback and play around the end. 37. Number 5 and number 6, double pass from guard to halfback and play around the end. 10th series. 38. Number 1, slow mass wedge from a down. 39. Number 2 and number 3, feint run around the end from wedge in the line. 40. Number 4 and number 5, revolving wedge from a down. 11th series. 41. Number 1 and number 2, lifting wedge through the center. 42. Number 3 and number 4, wedge from the center around the tackle. 43. Number 5 and number 6, quarterback around the end from behind the wedge. 44. Number 7 and number 8, feint play from the wedge. 45. Number 9 and number 10, wedge at the end of the line. 46. Number 11 and number 12, play around the opposite end from the wedge at the end. 12th series. 47. Number 1, running mass wedge through the center. 48. Number 2 and number 3, running mass wedge between guard and center. 49. Number 4 and number 5, running mass wedge directly at the guard. 50. Number 6 and number 7, running mass wedge directly at the tackle. 13th series. 51. Number 1 and number 2, free opening play from the center. 52. Number 3 and number 4, double pass opening play from the center. 53. Number 5 and number 6, opening play from the center with team divided. 14th series. 54. Number 1, Princeton opening wedge from the center of the field. 55. Number 2, Yale modification of Princeton wedge. 56. Number 3, Princeton split wedge. 57. Number 4, Yale split wedge. 58. Number 5 and number 6, side play from wedge at center. Miscellaneous. 59. Number 1, hard running wedge with loose formation. 60. Number 2, Harvard flying wedge. 61. Number 3, guard drops back and bucks the center. 62. Number 4, guard through his opening on the same side. 63. Number 5, fullback feints a kick and runs around the end. 64. Number 6, fullback feints a kick and halfback darts through the line. 65. Number 7, criss-cross play from the sideline. 15th series. 66. Number 1 and number 2, Harvard line wedge. 67. Number 3 and number 4, feint wedge and end between guard and center. 68. Number 5 and number 6, feint wedge and fullback between opposite guard and center. 69. Number 7 and number 8, feint wedge and tackle around the end. End of section 13.